Hi everyone, and we're here with Her Talk with Tai Vicari. This evening I have two wonderful guests that are on the show. Each of them, or both of them I should say, they're just extraordinary women. I am privileged that they have agreed to come on the show. It was a little bit short notice, and then I just want to apologize for last week's show that didn't air, only because of the fact that I was in a fender bender and I needed it to relax. But tonight I have Krista, Giannak, oh my goodness, Giannak, and I have Doctor, I gotta be professional, Dr. Sharon Ostemeir. She kept telling me, think Ostemeir. So Dr. Sharon, as she likes to be called by her patient. And they're both on the show tonight. We're going to have something really special because we're going to be speaking about fitness. We're going to be speaking about health. We're going to be speaking about skiing. We're going to be speaking about being your best self, or the best version of yourself. And it's an interactive kind of evening. So if you guys are on YouTube watching, or if you're out there in Facebook world, put your questions out there. I know that the gentlemen in the booth, they will be on my Facebook page personally, and I think that if they see something come up, they might just say, hey, Tai, check this out. But please interact with us. If we don't answer your questions this evening, we will definitely get to your questions if you're on Facebook or on YouTube. And don't forget that today is our season finale, so then that means that come September, Her Talk will come back on air, but we're going to take a little break. Just like the Game of Thrones is coming to an end, so am I. So I am going to say hello to Krista. Hi, Krista, and hi, Sharon.
Hello.
And Krista, let's start with you. So you are an amazing human being. You are an entrepreneur. You are a public relations specialist. You blog. You have a great weekly live stream on Facebook called Wise Words Matter. And you are a skier who just so happens to be blind. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's about right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I work with businesses and nonprofits to help them get noticed as a writer and a PR professional. And what's interesting about that is that I have been sharing people's stories for years, and yet I haven't been sharing my own story. Because sometimes you look at your own story and you're like, that's not really inspiring, or I don't know, I'm afraid to share that. Maybe they might think differently about me, or maybe they might focus too much on it and not enough on my business.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's kind of, they call it shoemaker syndrome, where you take care of everyone else's shoes but your own. And so
yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, so what made you say one day, okay, you know what, I think I'm going to let the world know I'm here and this is who I am?
So I'm so grateful that the Women's Prosperity Network, which Tai and I are both members of actually, was instrumental. They are a great mentoring organization, and people have been telling me for years, oh, you should tell your story, you should tell people about you. And what happened was they did an exercise that had us take our turning points and write them down. And I thought about the turning points in my life, and it started coming together at that point, and they helped me finesse it. And basically, so I now share my personal and professional journey of starting from being a scared kid to going to be a networker, a business owner, and a recreational skier who's blind.
Now, you are also an author in an anthology that was developed by the Women's Prosperity Network. Is that accurate?
Yes, you can actually, if you wanted to find out more about that, you can go to my About page on wisewords.matter.com, because that's where the book is at the bottom there, Journey to the Stage, Volume 5. And that was fun because I got to know all of the co-authors in the book. If you've never been part of an anthology, it can be a real nice community experience because we're all sharing our personal journeys, and many of us are doing that for the first time publicly.
So you mentioned that you're a skier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you sparked the interest in the audience because they're like, wait a minute, did she say she was a blind skier? So walk us through skiing. First off, I've gone skiing in my lifetime, and I'm terrible at it. I fell a lot, and but I just, to me it was scary, and I wasn't on like the advanced courses or anything like that because that would be just super scary. But how was it when you skied? Like, take us on your journey.
So my journey started with me fantasizing about skiing as a little kid. I thought, oh, how much fun that would be. I could be flying free, and, if only it wasn't dangerous, and if only I wasn't clumsy, and, and can blind people ski anyway? I don't even know. I don't think so, I said. But my martial arts instructor said otherwise. He actually found a ski program for the blind and shared it with us. Because he's also blind himself, he's visually impaired, and he's a black belt. And he was able to find this program, and I was like, really? I don't know. But something made me pick up the phone and call them. Because I'm like, and what I say now is that I've always sought out mentors, people who've been there, people who've done that before. And that's what allowed me to pick up the phone and say, I'm going to find out if there's something to this. Are these people nuts, or are they actually skiing blind and doing it safely? And so I asked 1,000,000,001 questions, and I did my research, and finally I said, well, oh my gosh, what if I don't like it? What if I don't feel safe? What if? And they said, you know what? Why don't you just come down and get outside in the snow and see what happens? And whatever happens, it's okay. Because the beginners, you're all going to make it back in one piece, and whatever happens, it's okay. And I was just like blown away, felt so welcome, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give this a try, and I've done it every year since.
This is awesome. So now I'm going to back up a bit, because you mentioned that you have a martial arts coach, which implies that you are a martial arts person. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So what's your belt color?
Oh, I'm only a yellow belt.
Okay.
I mean, well, actually, yeah, but still with a stripe, which, I mean, that's kind of like only the next level up after the white belt. So
that's, you know what?
But still.
Yeah, I have no belt. So there you go.
But what it does is it helps you to learn some balance and gain some confidence. And that's what skiing's all about too. What it's really about is baby steps. Just getting out there on the snow, just trying the boots on, then putting the skis on. I mean, this is all a whole process. Getting out there, at least for me, because I'd never done anything like this before. So I was actually made pretty slow progress, even compared to some of the other skiers. But it didn't matter to me. I was excited just to be out there and trying it. And eventually I did get up there on that on that ski lift. I'm so used to saying wheelchair lift because I'm in that disability world, but it was a ski lift. And the guides are amazing. That's really what makes it possible, because you can have a guide standing in front of you and calling out directions, and you can have somebody behind you. And so that's how it worked. Generally, I was with 2 or 3 ski guides, especially as a beginner. And there were instructors that showed us what to do.
That sounds so cool.
So they call out directions: left and hard right, and left and straight.
Now, did you video this?
I do have a little video on my Facebook page. It's buried a little bit now on my Wise Words That Matter page, and it's also on my personal page.
Oh, it definitely has to be a Throwback Thursday post.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really exciting that you went skiing and that you continue to ski. Are you continuing to ski? Is this like your new favorite sport?
I love it. I'm going to ski for as long as I'm able.
That is awesome. Now, what's up next? Like, you're doing martial arts. your skiing. Are there any other hidden talents that we don't know about that I have to pull out?
Well, I am singing for the Third Eye Insight talent show.
Oh.
So that's actually, Third Eye Insight is the name of the martial arts group that I'm with. It's thirdeyeinsight.org. And it refers to the third eye in the middle of your forehead, the imaginary third eye that we like to think about when we meditate, which is pretty cool. And so there's going to be a talent show on June the 2nd. So definitely message me if you're interested in potentially coming. I'm going to be singing Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Oh my gosh. That is one of my favorite groups. That is so cool. I like Evanescence and I like Pretty Reckless. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Do you like Hailstorm too?
Yes, I do. Okay, so we like the same music. I like to listen to that when I'm like in my zone. I like to listen to that, those different groups, and I can do my work like flawlessly, and I'm just in my zone, just typing or doing whatever it is, and I don't know, those are the bands that actually get the juices flowing, so to speak. so Evanescence is your go-to, isn't it?
I love Evanescence. I love Amy Lee's voice, and that's what's interesting about those kinds of bands. They definitely get noticed.
Yes.
And what I've found is that when I actually help work with clients and they're feeling overwhelmed or concerned about getting out there and getting noticed, they tell me that I actually inspire them, because they say that me stepping out, like just even something like going on Facebook Live, that I was really afraid to do that, and I faced my fear and did it anyway.
Well, you're consistent, which is something that I think we all can take a lesson in, and you do try things that are, out of your comfort zone, which is fine. I think that everyone should try things out of their comfort zone, as simple as eating by yourself. Go to a restaurant and eat by yourself one day.
Yes, I've done that.
That's like the most nerve-wracking experience.
It was at first, and then I got used to it.
Yeah. But I think that's like the one thing that every single person should try at least once. Only because I know it sounds pretty simple, but it's being with yourself. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is be by yourself in public. So, all right, so I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to say hello to Sharon again. And hi. Sharon, let's talk a little bit about your chiropractic practice. And you're in Commack, correct?
I am in Commack. I've been practicing in Commack for 33 years, helping generations of families with their health, wellness, and with their pain. And I'm just blessed to love what I do, and that I've been doing it for that long.
Now, you work with different generations, which is great. And I read somewhere that you took care of a colic baby. Is that accurate?
That is, I have that on my Facebook page, Commack Chiropractic Care. That was my best day of 33 years, because I started the day with a 9-week-old baby with colic, a little boy, and I work very gently on babies. People are nervous about whether, how is a baby adjusted, that scary sound. It's not. It's about the same pressure as you would use testing a ripe tomato. And I used a little essential oils on his feet, and I worked on his spine to align his spine very, very gently, and he did really well. And that same day, I ended the day with a 92-year-old man who came in with low back pain, also very gently worked on him with a number of different modalities and aligned him, and he did really well too. So that just was like my perfect day. And in between was all kinds of family members, from pregnant moms, and I love my office because I have kids on the floor playing while their mom's getting adjusted, and they get sometimes adjusted too, and it's the greatest.
Now, it's a good thing and a healthy thing to get adjustments every so often.
Absolutely.
And I know that I read somewhere about the birth canal, so that's why you take care of infants. Is that accurate?
Well, that is one of there's a lot of different reasons to take care of infants, but sure, if a child is born naturally through the birth canal, you just think about how they twist the neck and pull the baby, guide the baby out of the birth canal, and that can set the baby up for subluxations or misalignments of the spine. Some babies come in with torticollis because of that, because of the birth process.
What's that?
Torticollis is their little necks get kind of twisted in a certain way and their muscles get tightened. Yeah, it's a common condition with infants, and we've seen several through the years, many through the years actually, and we help them with that as well. Again, very, very gentle. It's not, it's like a ripe tomato. Yeah. But not every baby is born through the birth canal. Some are cesarean. That's a little bit different as well. But some babies just lay on one side more than the other side. There's a lot of different reasons why an infant would start with chiropractic, and wellness is one of them, because chiropractic is all about removing any nerve interference, because the spinal cord comes off your brain, the spinal nerves come off the spinal cord, and those spinal nerves supply every muscle, gland, and organ in your body. So if there's any interference there, you can have symptoms or maybe even not symptoms, but it can cause the body not to work at 100%. So that's where wellness comes in. And I'm really proud to say that, I started 33 years ago, in December, 33 years ago, and I still have patients that I take care of 33 years later that were there that first day.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's a great patient retention.
I'm blessed. I am truly blessed.
And so now you're taking care of their children.
Yeah. And it's amazing. That's why it's generations.
So do you accept insurance at your chiropractic office, or are you, because I know a lot of chiropractors now are cash only kind of place, and so.
I still accept a lot of insurance. I always
do you accept MagnaCare? No.
I have a lot of MagnaCare patients. No, I'm on a lot of the insurance plans, but I always, I always I work it out with patients so that it is affordable, and I make it worth their money.
You should have a lot of patients then, because a lot of patients are deterred now because of what I just said. When a chiropractor only accepts cash, it kind of hinders that person that has insurance. They have insurance because they don't want to have to lay out cash, and so I noticed that, and there's quite a few doctors out there that are switching their practices to a cash practice. And I get it. It's the insurance, plain English, they suck.
It's tough nowadays.
They do. They make it hard for you to, receive your money and everything for, things that you have done. But so
I'm very fortunate. I provide what I consider the greatest service that I can to my patients, and it's well worth whatever they have to pay out of pocket.
So I have to say, they put up the screen here, and I'm just going to read it to you guys. We have people that are watching from my Facebook page live, and I just want to give a few shout outs. Marie Conway, Madison, I can hardly see it, Sammy Lopez. Cosman, you're watching. He says 33 years. Wow. Evanescence is a great band. So he's like,
right.
Danny, Joe, let's see. They're giving information to the guys. Evanescence is really a great band. I'm just gonna say it. I jam out when I'm gonna I don't know, Sharon. First off, we're excluding you. Sharon, what is your favorite group?
I listen to everything, but I'm gonna listen for that now.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get hooked, right? Yeah, you're just gonna get hooked to it. So it's this Amy Lee is she's the lead singer. And
her voice has grown tremendously over the years too. She's now branched out also, that she's done some classically oriented stuff. She's done this latest tour that she's on, Synthesis. It puts together the instrumentation orchestration with rock.
She has a powerful voice for anyone, like, and it's amazing how, like, when you hear her singing and everything, you can feel her. It's I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but when she's singing, it's like I can feel the vibrations of her voice.
Awesome.
and it just like brings you to life. So you know what, Sharon and Krista, we're gonna take a brief break. And so for all of you guys that are watching on YouTube, stay tuned. We're just gonna be back after 2 commercial segments. And then for you guys in Facebook who are watching us live and we cannot go to commercial, you're gonna get to hear us just chatting for the next 2 minutes.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back. YouTube people and Facebook people, hi. So if you guys are on Facebook and you're watching us, just let us know. We do want you to try and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is
The link's in the Facebook post.
Oh, the link is in the Facebook post? Good. So the link is in the Facebook post. All you have to do is click the link and it takes you to YouTube. But if you're going to hang on here, that's cool. That's great. If you have any questions, put them up on the screen. And what we'll do is we'll try to answer your questions as best as possible. I am a little challenged here to see, so that's why I was like, oh, so if you see me bopping and stuff, that's only because I'm trying to see beyond the pole what the words are on the screen. So, Sharon, you probably have a better view than I do. Can you see that?
Yeah, but I don't have my glasses on. So
Oh, okay. See,
I can see it.
That's a good
there you go. Look, you're trying not to laugh. So anyway,
Joe Cross is watching.
So okay, yeah. Joe is watching Danny.
Where are we streaming from? Your profile or your
So yeah,
her talk?
I put it on my profile because I said to myself, you know what? I have a bigger audience than her talk, and I wanted everyone to see us.
Nice.
So I was being selfish at that point, and so you guys out there, I'm being selfish as usual. No, my husband would be like, as usual. No, so anyway, ladies, you guys let us know when we're back on YouTube. So, oh, you didn't cut out yet? Oh, so don't worry, YouTube people. We're making jokes here.
That's funny.
What? Give the sign for what?
Sign off.
Oh, sign off. So we'll be right back after these commercial messages. Hey, we're back. YouTube and Facebook, I don't think we ever left, so you heard all our conversation. If there's any dirt that you wanted, that was your opportunity. So I'm back with Krista and Dr. Sharon, and we're on Her Talk with Tai Vicari. This is our season finale episode, which I like this 3 this 3-person conversation thing. I think I should do this from now on. Maybe season 2 will be we need to get another chair that matches the 2 that are here, and we'll get this going. I think that this is a great way to convo. So someone's on there. It's great. So we have our fan, Kaz. Hey, Kaz, do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is WLINY. I know there's a link in there somewhere in the feed. The other thing is share onto your page, onto groups that you know. Every time someone shares the show, it makes it grow. Oh my God, I'm rhyming. So, all right, we're going to get back into it. How can we intermingle this little trio here? So we have my chiropractor to the right. You probably will be my chiropractor. All of you chiropractors out there, stop. There can be only one. And Krista, you are a skier, martial artist. We'll say that. We can't say expert yet.
Oh no, definitely not an expert.
Can't say
How about a student?
Martial arts student, and also amazing entrepreneur. Can we say that?
I guess so.
All
you
right.
want to say I'm amazing?
Yeah, there you. I just did. So there you go. So how are you guys connected? I always try to say, how can I get people to be in common? Well, if you get injured, you can call Dr. Sharon. There you go. So Sharon, yes. Do you have any? Are you an athlete at all? Do you have any extracurricular activities that you do? Do you skydive?
Yeah, well, no, I don't skydive. No, I used to play tennis, and then I had a little injury, so I had to alter that. But I do have 3 children in their 20s that keep me busy, and that's how I think I attract the moms and the families to my practice, because I can relate to that. I've been there. I've raised my kids. I raised my babies, and I love them. I love that whole part of my life, so I brought it into my office. So that's my main focus now. Yeah.
That's a great focus. Family, friends, and our children. That's definitely a great focus. Krista's a child to someone. So Krista, so we talked about you're going to continue skiing. You're a martial arts student, and are you going to go skydiving at all? Is anyone going skydiving? No.
Well, there is an indoor skydiving thing I'm going to look into.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one with the air that pushes you up? Are you talking about
that
one? Yes.
I don't know what that's all about, but I'd like to find out.
I would like to find out, too.
I don't know if I'm going to do it, but...
You know what? I mean, you can't really go far.
You can't fall.
Well, you can fall, right?
I think it's condensed into a small area. I don't think it's like you can't fall from the sky.
Well, this is true, because that would be weird. No, but I think that would be cool. I think that I've seen shows where they had it where the people are just like they're airlifted, so to speak. I guess they have powerful fans or whatever they have, whatever that contraption is that pushes them up, and it's like they're skydiving through the air, but it's kind of like a simulation in a way.
Yes,
maybe I don't know. So, but it seems like it's very cool.
Yeah,
it sounds
cool
like
to me.
fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So, but I was always thinking of going skydiving. I did a free fall once. We're going to talk about amazing things that we've done. All right, let's do that. All right.
Okay.
So, because I put on the picture that I put out, and I always put a picture of her talk, and I put usually the guests on. But I put myself in the mix of the guests because it was 2 guests, and our 3rd guest couldn't make it tonight. So I said, you know what, let me put me in there. And I did it of a picture of me holding an actual boa constrictor.
Oh, wow.
So, and it was a real live one.
You didn't bring them, did you?
Not today. Not today. It was at an event that I did years ago. And what ends up happening is that someone always says, Tai, do you want to do this? And I'm like, okay. My husband said I have to stop saying okay, because I just do anything. And so they were like, here, hold this snake. And it was easily a 40-pound snake.
Wow.
Wrapped around me. And they were like, just don't be nervous. And I'm like, how do you tell someone that? How do you say, I'm going to put this massive snake that can potentially eat you, but don't be nervous.
Right.
Here you go.
I put up a picture for them to see, actually, so in a few moments you'll see it on the screen.
Oh, that's cool.
All
That's cool. So, but I did. So I held this snake. So that was one of many unique things that I've done in my past. And so I just wanted to put in the unique things that we've done. So who am I going with first? Krista or Sharon?
Krista, I think you've told us so many unique things that you've done, so amazing things.
So what have you done that's been unique?
I don't know that I have anything quite as exciting as you've done. She's done so many impressive things.
Yes.
Well, you know what? That's the thing about facing fears, is that one person's big step is another person's small step.
Yes.
And it depends on the time and the place, and so many factors go into facing fears. And for me, it's always been about how badly do I want to face the fear is part of it. The other part of it is what will happen if I don't face the fear, and can I live with that, or what will happen. And so a lot of it is just taking those small steps, or whatever feels small to me at the time, or sometimes holding somebody's hand and kind of going through it and getting support.
I think support has a lot to do with being able to face your fears. And sometimes, people do not have the support that they want, but they still have the gumption.
Yes. And they're the real brave ones.
Yes, yes. So, I admire people that, you hear there's a gentleman in networking, and I don't know, Krista, if you met him. I don't know if you would have met him. I don't know how often you network, Sharon. But his name is Mike Geller. I think you did meet him, Krista. He was at Tai's Club, and he's an older gentleman. He's nearing 80. And if I'm wrong, Mike, I'm sorry, but I thought you were like nearing 80. Anyway, he walked over fire coals.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I thought that was fascinating, and he did it quite recently. And he said that he always wanted to do it, and so he did.
The amazing thing about the fire coals is that there is physics behind it. Like, there are reasons why you can do it, and yet that doesn't make it seem any less scary. It's still terrifying, and it's still amazing when you overcome that. And I've never done it, and I don't think I want to, because I walk on.
I don't think I want to.
Because I walk on a hot deck, and I'm like, ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm like, if I have to cross the sand and Jones Beach, I'm like, oh, jeez. So I can't imagine walking on coals, but he did. So, but I think it's fascinating.
It is.
I think it's fascinating. So, I'm going to ask you, Sharon, is there anything that you do want to do? That it's a secret maybe in your mind, and you're just going to tell Krista and I, nobody else, just us.
Well, I do have a fear of heights and of flying.
Okay.
I haven't flown in a long time, but I am dying to go on a great vacation and fly somewhere and take a nice vacation, explore some new exciting place.
Oh, that's fascinating. What do you want to go to an island? Do you want to go to a country?
I haven't figured that out yet, but that's what I would like to do.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I remember my first time on a plane, and I was very nervous. And people, they give you advice. They tell you, oh, don't worry about it. It's the lift off, with your ears and this and that. So, of course, I listened to people, but I got over that. Like, once I was in the air, I was so excited, because yes, the pressure is different. It is definitely different. And I took Benadryl. They told me to take Benadryl before going so that my ears, wouldn't pop into chew gum. So I'm chewing gum. I have Benadryl in me. And I wasn't tired, though. And I just saw outside, like, I wanted the window seat so bad that I asked the person that had the window seat, I was like, do you want to look outside? And they were like, No, I've seen it before, and I was like, "Do you mind if I see it?" so they let me, and I
Nice.
thought that was really cool of them, and it was so awesome. Like, it really was.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for you to experience that awesomeness. Go by the window. It's okay.
I have flown before. It's just
Okay.
not in a long time, but that's my next thing I'm looking forward to.
Good. I hope you go someplace great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm really excited for you. I want to go with you.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go tomorrow. So, what's your next big thing, Krista? What's your secret thing that you want to do?
I really don't know. I've done different things, and I've kind of gone out there, and I don't really know what the next big thing is going to be. Maybe it'll be the indoor skydiving thing. I don't know. But I know I want to get even more out there, talk to people, talk in front of more groups. And I would love to break into do more long form writing, because what I do right now is blog posts and website content. And I'm sorry, this isn't as exciting as skydiving.
No, that's okay.
But it is kind of what's in my mind and on my radar, because it's my passion.
Well, when you say long form writing, what do you mean? Do you mean like writing a novel?
I mean helping experts to write their work, because I find I meet a lot of people who are smart, knowledgeable, they have a lot to say, and yet they're not quite sure how to appeal to their audiences. So I would love to take that to the next level after blogs and after websites, and really get more into writing, maybe even helping somebody to write their book and write a book that really makes a difference.
I think that is very cool. I honestly do. The ghostwriters. Or are you thinking more of the line of a ghostwriter?
Yeah, ghostwriter or a co-author, or however they want to do it.
As long as you pay. No, I'm kidding. But that's really, something that a lot of people need. There are a lot of people out there that I know that they may not even have time. They have great stories. They have great lives.
Yeah.
You hear about them and you're like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And then, but if you don't have that conversation, you'll never know about them. And to have someone to write it down for them and help them, that is something cool. Oh, you know who I just thought of? Oh my gosh, what is her name? Her name is failing me. She's in WPN though. She's a doula.
Yes.
And the life doula.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't think of her first name either, but I've seen her a number of times.
Susan?
That's it.
Susan, yes. So Susan, it just came to my head, when you were saying that, like those individuals that she's doing the book for, she's not writing their book. She's just putting together their like images and things like that for them. But you are a writer. So maybe collaborating. Maybe that's something that you guys can do, where you can write their story while she puts the images together.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think that's something, collaborative thinking. There you go. I'm putting people together and they don't even know I am. I'm like, Krista, you're going to do it with her. And make money.
Well, that's really what you're about, isn't it? Like, because you're a networker, a social media person. In a way, you and I have that in common, that we both get people noticed, but in different ways, right?
Yes. I tell people I like to expose them, but in a good way.
I like that.
I like to get to people to know each other and get the world to know other people. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I feel that it's necessary. Like Sharon, I think you're a remarkable human being. I don't quite recall how you found me, but you did. And I think that's, it's, to me, being a doctor, you had to go to school for that, and you have to be pretty smart in order to go to school to become a doctor. So, I find that there's nobility in your practice of trying to treat people and trying to make them feel well and able to go through life.
I'm really trying to change people's lives with health and wellness, and coming up in the future, I'm going to add a little educational component in trying to teach people, families, generations, here we go with families again, with products and things in their home, changing them to more natural, holistic, greener products than the toxic ones that we have right now in our homes. And so that's up and coming in my practice, and I'm really excited about it because I help so many families in so many ways, but there's great opportunity for health and wellness beyond what I do in the office. And I try to incorporate things that patients can do at home to be healthier and live healthier lifestyles.
Well, if you need instruction manuals created, this lady to my left here. No. So, but that to me is interesting that you said, changing, I guess their home lifestyle. Yes. In order to, be healthier. And
yes.
a lot of people are so used to like the Clorox and, am I not allowed to say that? I'm sorry. The bleaches.
Well, there's a lot of toxic. There's a lot of toxic products, from the deodorant that you use to the laundry detergent that you use. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I do lots of changes, lifestyle changes, from exercises, the pillow that you use, all those kind of things, how you sit in a chair. And I have people bringing in their pillows to my office or showing me how they sit in their chairs at work. Men wearing their wallets in their back pocket. Terrible. We make a lot of lifestyle changes. It's not just chiropractic, which is a great service that I provide, but there's other things involved to changing people's healthy lifestyles.
So you said a man wearing his wallet in his back pocket. Now, my husband always put his wallet in his front pocket. I don't know if that's where he's supposed to put it, but he puts it in his front pocket only because he goes, well, if I put it in my back pocket, they can steal it easily. He goes, if it's in my front, they have to actually come up to me.
The front pocket's better. It's just, if you think about it, you're sitting on that wallet, and it's in your back pocket, so it's shifting your spinal alignment up. Like it's like a whole inch even. So it's twisting, and then your whole spinal alignment is off. And that's what it's all about, is the spinal alignment being proper, so that the proper nerve flow goes to every muscle, gland, and organ in your body. And that's the whole premise of chiropractic.
Pointing at both cameras. Did you guys hear that? You men that have wallets in your back pocket, you're ruining yourself.
Not a good thing.
No, and if you know what, if you don't want to have it in your front pocket, just give it to the nearest female. She'll know what to do. So, all right. So you're incorporating generational information for families, and now you have grandma, mom, dad. Or grandpa also. We want him there.
Right now I have a lot of pregnant moms in the office. Ladies expecting. I think I have about 8 or 9 or 10 being treated right now. One just had twins, I hear.
Oh my goodness. So well, good for that person.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's huge. It's a
but you gained 2 new clients in one shot. So there you go. So when you adjust a pregnant woman, like, I would be super nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be like, I don't know.
Well, it's really awesome. All the tables in my office, the adjusting tables, can accommodate a pregnant belly, a growing pregnant belly. And a lot of the work that I do is to gently rock the area and work on the pelvis, which is having a lot of changes during pregnancy. And we work on the biomechanics of the spine, because the center of gravity changes when you're pregnant, because all of a sudden you're getting a bigger belly, you're arching your back, you're changing your whole center of gravity. So that's how we can help the pregnant moms to realign the spine so that their center of gravity is where it should be, and correct it so that it's not causing any pain.
Yeah, I had 2 children, so I remember prior to having children, I had no back pain, and then after, I think it was the second one. It wasn't really the first one. The first one, I was in new mommy bliss mode, so I was just like, the world is great. I not that I wasn't for the second one. Let me rephrase that, but I just. I didn't realize that having a child in the dead of summer was like the worst decision ever, because it was so hot.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a challenge, that's for sure.
And then I did it a second time because I was a glutton for punishment. So I was just like, eh. So, but yeah, I think having someone to help me with my back at that point, that would have been a good thing.
Even suggestions, wearing a support, there's little belly supports.
They didn't have any of that 20-something years ago.
Things that you can do at home, and that's where I guide a lot of patients with the type of shoes they wear, the little supports that they need. There's a lot of helpful hints that I've learned throughout the 33 years that I put them on my website. I put them on my Facebook page.
What's your Facebook page?
My Facebook page is Comac Chiropractic Care, and my website is chiropractorincomac.com. And I just welcome everyone to go onto that website because I do have a complimentary newsletter. You can go on, and there's a little box at the bottom where you can sign up for a complimentary newsletter. It comes in your email, and it's those same helpful hints that can change your life.
That is awesome.
And you don't have to be a patient to sign. You just sign up for the newsletter and get those hints.
Absolutely. Being informed, information like that should be, accessible, and it's a good way to market also. I mean, that's what I encourage people to do. And Krista can write any newsletter that you need. I'm pushing her. Or any newsletter that you guys need out there, whether it's paper or digital. So, but Krista, so your new thing coming up will be, and we're coming down to the last 12 minutes of our hour. Okay. So your new thing that you're putting out there is that you want to start writing more long form.
Yes, I would love to.
So if anyone is out there and they're either looking for someone to help them write their next novel or maybe biography, or perhaps they need a ghostwriter, Krista is your person. And apparently she's a singer too. So what did I learn tonight about Krista? I learned that she's a skier, she's a martial arts student, and she can sing. And on top of all of that, she can write, and she writes very well. If you go to Krista's website, you will see, all the things that, she has on her website that she has to offer. She also has a book that she's co-authored with, an anthology that you can find on the website. So Krista,
it's on the About page.
I'm sorry?
It's on the About page where the anthology is, yeah.
Yes.
So it's wisewordsThatMatter.com. And my weekly Facebook Live that's on Wednesdays is Wise Words That Matter. It's at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. And I love to share tips and tricks for getting noticed and getting creative, and also share a little inspiration now and then, because people have told me that my story inspires them. So I try and share a little something about that as well, in addition to my business.
So what's that Facebook page again?
Wise Words That Matter.
Wise Words That Matter.
And my Facebook Live I call Wise Words Weekly with Krista Giannak.
And you do share it on a couple of pages while you're doing it as well. Is that accurate?
I share it in a number of groups, and that's especially Women's Prosperity Network has a couple of Facebook groups. And I think networking is a wonderful thing, but I was so afraid to network at first because I was afraid that they would see my cane and they wouldn't see me as a businesswoman, as a writer, as a PR professional, that they would just remember me as the blind girl. But what happened was I got to a point where I was feeling pretty desperate because my phone wasn't ringing, I wasn't really getting anywhere. So I'm like, I can either stay here, get nowhere doing nothing, or I can maybe possibly get somewhere doing something. So I tend to opt for the hope and opt for the I'm going to grow and learn and get better and be my best self and go out there. And so I'm like, well, where can I start? So I looked for job seekers groups to get to know other people. And I got, and eventually I realized that I can make this a business, my writing. And that even if I didn't get a job, I would be okay.
In this society that we have now and where we're at in the digital world, writing is pivotal. Everyone needs somebody, especially in the professional arenas, to write for them if they can't write for themselves. So having someone with your talent is definitely necessary. And networking, I am a huge advocate for networking. I think that everyone, you know, you don't have to network every single night. I always tell people that, you know, you have to have some time to, you know, do other things. You know, if all you do is network, when do you work? Or when do you have time for your fun or your family or whatever? So you have to have that work-life balance. And, you know, I'll say a semi-professional networker. You know, my company's name is Networking Marketing Specialist. And it's because of the fact that I have a networking group that I facilitate called Tai's Club. Marketing is because what I do is I do marketing for companies with social media focus. So, and then a specialist is, I tell people, I hate when someone says that they're an expert, because I feel that if I haven't learned something, then you know, every day I have to learn something. And if I haven't learned something each day, then I haven't grown.
I love that.
And
me too.
I don't think anyone is an expert, because an expert means that's it, where it's not it. I'm a specialist because tomorrow I'm going to learn something new. Absolutely. And it'll make me better. And, you know, and hopefully, you know, by the time I go through this life, maybe at the end I'll be an expert. But right now I'm just a specialist. So, and my team, I have a team of people that work for me as well. So it's not just me. I'm the face.
But don't you find that networking gives you so much more than just business for your own?
Yes.
I mean, there's so much more to networking than just getting more business. I mean, there's so many.
I never network just for business. In fact, I can honestly say a majority of my business does not come from networking. A majority of my business comes from, you know, the advertising that I do. I have really good Google AdWords. Really? Yeah, I do. In fact, I can honestly say that 4 of my clients came from Google searching, and they found me. The other clients that I had, I would say 80% of those clients came from either referrals from other clients, or, you know, word of mouth. And then the networking, I have literally 2 clients. Out of all my clients, only 2 came from networking.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's okay, because I network like a demon at times. And like I said, I facilitate networking groups, and I've been networking on Long Island for over 12 years now. But the reason why my thing is that when I go networking, I'm not saying to myself or anybody, hey, I'm in here to get all of you to sign up with me. I'd rather you know, like, and trust me.
Absolutely.
And use me as a resource.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that I can use you as a resource, and maybe we'll have commonality on a personal level, and, you know, become friends or friendly. You know, we don't have to be best buddies and chums, but we do have to have some type of synergy. You know, because you could be in the room and there's, you know, and I'm just going to use this as an example because I'm pretty sure we'll all agree, there's 20 financial planners in the room, you know? Yes. And it's, who are you going to do business with? You know,
that's where the stories come in.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, who are you going to do business with? You're going to do the business with the person that's going to make you feel the most comfortable. Yeah. You know, the person that you're trusting at that point, and that you don't mind spending the money and time with. You know, I often think that, you know, if I'm giving you money to provide me with a service or a product, that I want to be able to know that if there's something wrong, I'm comfortable enough to say, hey, you know, there's something not right here, and can we talk about it? Can we work through this? Because we have a relationship now. Yes. So it's about relationship building, at least for me. You know, I know everyone has their different takes on what networking is. So Krista, when you go out networking, what is your take? What is your like, do you have an objective? I was told this by a coach years ago. Go in and your objective is to land 3 planes. So I'm like, Okay. So I went off, and I always say half cocked, and I was like, oh, I'm going to land 3 planes, and I ended up leaving feeling very depressed. So what's your take on networking, Krista?
I would love to say that I always get loads of clients and that I always have loads of contacts. And the reality of it is sometimes you never know the gems that you get, even if it's not direct business, even if it's not a direct strategic partnership that you can use to give each other mutual referrals and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just about getting to know somebody on a real level. Mentoring also, I've learned so much from other people, networking. I've learned about all kinds of unusual things I never thought I would learn. So I would say, while my objective is to get contacts that will somewhere down the line lead me to business, I've found that networking is so much more than that.
Mm-hmm. Network definitely is. And what about you, Sharon? How's your networking going?
I have a couple of really great networking groups that I belong to. My objective is always to educate patients as to what I really do in my business as a chiropractor, but also for them to see my passion.
Yeah.
And for them to understand that I love what I do and that I go above and beyond in my practice. So I just want to get that across to people and answer questions and educate.
You should do a kind of like a focus group type thing in your office, or do something where you have, I don't know how big your office is or anything, I'll find out, but have it where you have a couple of people in, and maybe make chiropractic comfortable. Because I think a lot of people are nervous, right,
Yes.
Krista? Like, you're nervous. Oh, what are you going to crack my neck? Because that's the first thing you're like, I don't know about that.
Well, but funny you say that, because I recently expanded my office and renovated it. So my whole goal was to make people comfortable and make I tried to make it spa-like, even though of course it's not a spa. Mm-hmm. But we've got the great music going, we've got the soft colors, and I just want people to feel comfortable coming in. And I'm the kind of doctor that I sit, I listen, and I enjoy what I do, like I said before. So that's my goal, is just to make people feel comfortable. And a focus group is a great idea. I do some workshops in my office, but that would be a great idea.
Yeah, it's always good, because it's good to get like the take on others. I know that some attorneys that I know, they do focus groups, and it works out really well from them. It helps them evolve their practice. Yeah. So that's something that you should wrap your brain around. Yeah, I like to give nuggets whenever I can. So, so Krista, Sharon, we're down to the last 39 seconds of the show, so I enjoyed having both of you on the show tonight. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you. And if you guys can, towards the end, zoom in on Spark Elementary and also Long Island School for the Gifted. I do want to say, those are two of my clients, and so Spark Elementary is an alternative learning lifestyle, and they do Regio and mindfulness and empathy training, as well as a full academic program from pre-K to 5th grade.
Really incredible. I wish I had that.
Yeah, I wish I did too. And then we have Long Island School for the Gifted, which is a school for children that have a accelerated learning ability. Their IQs are 130 and above. So they both have open houses this weekend, so go to their Facebook pages for that information. May 18th is Spark Elementary. May 19th is Long Island School for the Gifted, right here on Long Island. You know what? If you want a better education for your children, those are the two schools that you might want to look into. And I just want to say thank you all for watching this season of Her Talk with Tai Vicari. I truly appreciate every single one of you, all my fans, my friends, my family, and to all of you out there in YouTube and Facebook worlds, have a blessed day and a blessed night. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.